We're going to start.
Mike's 50. Watch the run. Watch the run.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. And his first pass is incomplete. Tight end Irv Smith, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Time.
Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50. Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
You don't see that a ton, do you? With a cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Now it's Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeForest Buckner make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Here comes Pettis on the return. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he completes it to Westbrook. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
A gain there of 21 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on 1st down. They're ahead of the chains now.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. This one caught by his tight end, Oliver. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. Forced out to his left. Open man is Ross, complete. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12. Here's a give to Miller. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit up.
And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. It's their quarterback. A 4-yard touchdown scamper as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
And 9 yards to go.
They've had touchdowns on both of their drives thus far, but now they face a 3rd and long. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Going deep for Diggs. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. On the ground, this is Kamara. Making the stop there, Danielle Hunter. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 25-yard line. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. Here we go on 2nd and 12. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 14.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and this is what we saw there. A nice pickup for a 1st down.
He's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Danielle Hunter, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. 2nd and 14. Being chased out left. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown.
George Kittle, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll make the score 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain, followed by a sizable loss here. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. To throw is Darnold. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw, Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Dexter Lawrence able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Now this is where field awareness comes into play. He's getting perilously close to his own goal line, and after that sack, backed up to his own 2.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. Call it 7 yards on the carry, so a pretty good gain, but still left with a tough 3rd and 8. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Looking to throw. Able to haul it in is Kittle. Over 70 yards receiving now for him in this first half alone, as he's got a 1st down on that last catch.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his back.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Dexter Lawrence in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. 2nd and long. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Trying to lay one up deep. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. It's a big play there for Seattle. 47 yards. Try to pound it in, Kamara. Showed off the footwork, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Now this time he'll look to throw. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Josh Oliver, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 21-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Going deep for Diggs. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks.
A gain of 12.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the 2nd half is underway. That's fielded in the end zone. He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field. I'm not sure what this is about. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Not even a chance to pitch that one as he's swallowed up in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Escaping the pressure right. He spins away. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
Hey, hold on. Strip the ball. Strip that ball. 58 to Mike. 58 to Mike.
He'll look to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Not only did we just see back-to-back nice gains, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
And these back-to-back catches here out of the backfield, that can set something up downfield in a later sequence, right?
A lot of the time, it starts to draw the defense closer to the line of scrimmage. So to your point, show this swing pass, show this check down. Maybe later on, you heave one deep when you catch him close to the spot.
They'll drop the throw. Dancing to his left. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Markel Lee in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. They're going to look to throw. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw here. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field. But they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
Go, boys. Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. The shotgun snap for Darnold. Going deep for Diggs. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now back to throw. Steps away to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. 2nd down and inches. He completes it to Westbrook. And he gets it down to the 32. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Dexter Lawrence, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. On play action, they'll throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. He completes this one to Mack. So with a yardage on that completion, he's now right at exactly 300 yards on the game.
And isn't that the magic number you get? All right, 300. That means it's going to go on a commemorative football to put on your mantle when they give you the game ball if your team wins. So much confidence flowing through them right now, throwing the football. I think it's permeated itself throughout the entire team. They feel good about what they're doing.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Banjo. Right here, guys. Fight 51. Mike 51.
Darnold on 1st down. Going deep for Diggs. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick. And his guys are going to have the football back as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Here's Madison running on 1st down. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll look to throw here. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The 21 yards there as they convert on third. A first down carry now for Miller. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
2nd and 9 now. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. The Seahawks on third down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 9. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line.
Brandon, this can be so demoralizing for a defense. They've had 2 opportunities to get off the field. They haven't gotten it done. So now your coordinator, he's going to call every blitz that he has, any type of exotic, something that they haven't seen before. And he's also telling the defensive linemen, don't worry about holding people up. Just get in gaps and try and make a big play.
And not only not getting off the field on 2 opportunities, clock continuing to run. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Trying to get it there to D.D. Westbrook. That'll bring up 2nd down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. 2nd and 10. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another first down.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down. Here's a 2nd and 7. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. He's tired of me.
He'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. To throw is Mariota. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
From the 16, Darnold. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. He's going to take a shot right away from... And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
After the penalty, it's Miller. That's a gain of 6 on the first down run.
He's brought down at the 39-yard line. A 6-yard pickup.
That one looks like he'll throw here. On the move to his left. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge.
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. After the sack on first down, Darnold, he's going to let it fly. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate, but I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They are down big. They have not scored a single point. I don't know. Are they so defeated at this point you just want to get in the locker room and get the heck out of here?
That is one way to approach it. Sometimes coaches say, that's it, okay? It hasn't worked all game. There's no sense in doing something now. Let's get out of here. No one gets hurt. But others will look at it and say, we still have an opportunity to do something.
Pride on the line.
Exactly. You have pride on the line, execution as you look forward and get ready for your next game, and a message to your team. We're not going to quit. No matter what the battle is, we're going to finish this thing out.
Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. So the victory here for Seattle, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What did they